Um, Doom 2016. Like I said, I started playing it because I beat Doom Eternal, and I've been playing it on Game Pass, seeing as Xbox owns Bethesda now. Most of Bethesda games are on Game Pass, and id Studio makes Doom. They're owned by Bethesda, so now they are an Xbox Studio. Doom is on there. So the next Doom will probably be Xbox exclusive, which kind of sucks. But it's fun. As I play it, I can't help but think about Metroid Prime, which is like the first person Metroid series, where which is it's interesting, but I feel like it's not as good as it could be. There's a fourth one coming out somewhat soon, within the next couple of years or so. It was announced a while ago, and Doom 2016 is a lot of like Metroidvania kind of map style, which for people who don't know what that is essentially when it's usually reserved for 2D games, but I would say that it's gone beyond that. And it's also you can find it in 3D games as well. Mostly games like most of the Soulsborne games, other than Elden Ring, since Elden Ring is open world. But it's essentially where like the map is almost completely linear, except that it loops back on each other and there's shortcuts to get back to other places or to new places all the time. There are locked doors you have to find specific keys to get, or specific power ups to get to, stuff like that. That's how Metroidvanias usually work. And Doom is essentially works just like that. You get certain weapons, you can get through certain areas, you get certain power ups, you can get through certain areas, stuff like that, and it also loops back in on itself all the time. Um, and it's good, and I want a Metroid game that's like it. And it's much more atmospheric and kind of scary than Doom Eternal is. Doom Eternal is much more arcadey, just shoot giant demons, whereas Doom 2016 can be creepy sometimes. So yeah, Doom the Doom 3, the previous Doom 3, was like a kind of reboot that was more kind of like Dead Space, more horror oriented, and it would be really cool if with the third Doom and this new it's not really a reboot, it's a continuation of the main timeline, but this current trilogy was took that approach to where it still keeps that arcadey element but makes it a little bit more creepy. But also like Amir, do you know about what's happened in like the DLC, like the timeline and all that? Because I know you don't usually care about spoilers, but I just want to make sure.
Yeah, I know exactly what's happening in the timeline. Doom is a timeline, like a story franchise that I follow very closely, which is really weird because you wouldn't think a story or a game like Doom would have a story that would actually keep me interested. But I've been very interested in Doom since like Doom 3.
Yeah, the lore is real fun. After I finished Doom Eternal, I looked through all of the like the files I had. I was missing some because I just wasn't exploring a lot. But yeah, I looked through all the files that I had, especially the monsters. I like reading about the monsters, and I was just reading through them. And it's a yeah, the lore is pretty good. They could make a good Doom movie. They really could, but we can talk about it another time. But so with the way that the Doom Eternal DLC ends, essentially like I feel like the threat of like hell is kind of mostly done with. And I feel like where they could go from there is that spoiler alert. I just spoiled something. I'm gonna make sure I put a spoiler tag before I just said what I just said. But like since that is the case, it was revealed that basically demons are like creatures from a different dimension. They're basically more like aliens than they are demons. So it would be cool if the next like kind of monsters were just straight up aliens, like aliens from outer space coming to invade Earth rather than demons, since the threat of demons is mostly gone. I think that would be fun. And instead of it taking place like it takes place in like a giant spaceship or something like that, I feel like that could be cool.